So, last October I rented a cabin alone in the middle of nowhere for a little getaway. I just wanted to clear my head, read some books, maybe enjoy the quiet. I arrived just before dusk and everything was peaceful. At first, there was no phone signal, no Wi-Fi, just me in the woods. On the first night, around midnight, I started hearing noises outside, like branches breaking. At first, I thought it was an animal, but when I looked outside, I saw a figure. There was a man standing near the tree line, just staring at the cabin. He was far enough that I couldn't make out his face, but I could tell he was looking right at me. I closed the blinds, trying to brush it off. Maybe it was a hiker who got lost or some local playing a Halloween prank on the city guy. The next morning, he was gone, and I convinced myself it was just my imagination. But that night, as I tried to sleep, I heard something. A soft, repetitive tapping on my window. I didn't want to look, but curiosity got the best of me. I peeked through the blinds, and there he was again. But this time, closer, right outside my window. He was just standing there, expressionless, staring directly at me. My heart was pounding as I ducked out of sight. I didn't sleep at all, just kept checking the window, but eventually, he disappeared. I tried to pack up and leave the next morning, but my car wouldn't start. I was stuck, and of course there was no cell service. I spent the day anxiously watching the tree line, but there was no sign of him. I even started to think I might have been hallucinating from lack of sleep. That night, I barricaded the door and all the windows, trying to feel secure. But around midnight, I heard footsteps, slow and deliberate, circling the cabin. Then the tapping started again, on the front door this time. I held my breath, gripping a kitchen knife, praying he'd go away. The tapping continued, slow and steady for what felt like hours, but it eventually stopped. By morning, I was exhausted. I packed my things, and thankfully, after several attempts, my car finally started. As I was driving away, I looked back at the cabin one last time, and there he was, standing in the doorway, watching me leave. His face was completely blank. No smile, no anger, just this hollow stare. I didn't tell anyone about it when I got back. Who would believe me? But every Halloween I think about him and wonder if he's still out there in those woods waiting for someone else to come along.